So we use Acumatica for everything. It's how we take orders up front. It's how we, whether that's a sales order or a service order, we use the service module to dispatch service technicians. Um, all of our large projects run through the project module. And so that allows us to accumulate revenues and costs at a project level. Um, and it allows us to commission those project sales representatives. So of course we use it for financials, and we use some of the, on the financial side, we use Avalara. We also use Velixo for reporting. So just 100% everything we do goes through Acumatica now. We really do like the service module. We have 60 service technicians that are out in the field every day, and so we're able to dispatch service appointments to them. They're able to pull those up on their iPhone or an iPad or some mobile device and enter their time and add parts to those service orders. So that's been a real benefit for us to have that integrated to our accounting system. One thing that we've noticed is some of the forms in some modules are dissimilar. So when you're in sales order, even though the form looks very much like the service order form, it works a little bit differently. And so individuals who need to use both modules get a little bit confused. Oh, this is how it works in sales order, and this is how it works in service order. And I think that's something that I've noticed in this conference they're addressing, and they're trying to make that more homogeneous. And then we've noticed on the project side that some forms, like if you're doing a project quote, not every single data field flows to your project when you go to create that into a project. So we've added some customizations, or at least we're working on some, so that that data can be entered once and moved to the next level. So there's some improvements that way that we've seen, but overall we've been very happy with out-of-the-box functionality. 10, we love it. I've heard that there are, so the Acumatica financials are great. I actually love the Acumatica financials. I think there are some competing systems that are very financial focused. But what we found is if you need it all, if you need the service module and the project module and the sales order module and financials that lays over all of that, that it's hard to beat Acumatica. They just have a really complete package for a lot of different businesses, and we happen to use every single module. And so outside of, we don't use the manufacturing module, but we may eventually, because we do have a fabrication shop. We just aren't using the manufacturing module at this point. You know, one of the objectives we've achieved is that our reporting is much quicker. We're able to do very real-time reporting now. Financials close out in a matter of days instead of weeks. And so that's been a benefit. And I think that I really like the way they price Acumatica. I like that it's transaction-based and not user-based, because it allows me as a CFO not to worry about if I add another head, what that does to my software cost. And my software cost, it goes up when I can afford it because my transactions are going up. So I like that. I'd say 1 to 3 months. Yeah. Our first month or two was pretty rough because we were learning how to use the system, and there's definitely a learning curve. But once you get past that learning curve, I just really enjoy it. I'd say it was our VAR partner. They've been really helpful and been able to be a resource for us when we had questions. So in our industry, one of the things that we have to do in our industry is we have to report to our industry association. And that reporting is done by product line, really. And so we're able, the way we've set up our inventory and our non-stock items to match our product lines and then easily generate reports of what our sales are in this product line versus other product lines. So that's helped us with our industry reporting. Yes, we that was a big factor in our decision. So we looked at NetSuite and we looked at a company called Odoo, and they're kind of on they're on either side of Acumatica. NetSuite, of course, is kind of an industry standard and lots of users. But what we've feared with NetSuite is that it was expensive to customize, and we knew we were going to have to do some customizations. Um, and then Odoo was very high on the value side. At least it was less expensive, but we just found that it wasn't connected. It was a series of modules that you had to kind of connect yourself, and it wasn't. It just didn't feel comfortable to jump from this module to that module um, the way that they were set up. So we decided to go with Acumatica. Yes, we are happy, and I don't think any ERP is perfect, and we've obviously found some gaps in our implementation. But coming to Summit, it's been great to see that they're listening to customers and they're improving the product, and that's one thing we really love because we before we were on kind of our own custom system, and so there was no unless we did it, there was no improvements. And with Acumatica, we've already seen since we've been on releases that when they came out we're like, oh yeah, we could use that, and so that's nice. Yeah, I think it did. Yes, because we expected it to be difficult. Yes.